know, last year there have been 1.5 lakh cases registered for crime against children. Around the world, it's 400 million. Hi, my name is Ishana, and I dream of a world where children are safe. Now, let's see a video on child abuse.
Vanakkam, this is Dr. Sharanya Jayakumar, educational psychologist. Did you know that about 96% of the abuse happening to children is by people very, very well known to the child? Can be a friend, can be a relative, can be someone the child meets every day. This is the person that is abusing the child. So many different forms of abuse, physical, sexual, mental, so many different forms of abuse affecting the childhood very, very gravely. Every child deserves to have a good childhood, and we will ensure that every child is safe and happy and gets proper education. Today in this awareness program, I will talk to a little girl about very common things, but those things that we don't talk about often. It will be very, very informative. Let's talk to her. Hello, darling.
Hello.
What's your name?
My name is Ishana.
And which class are you studying in?
I'm studying in 8th grade.
In 8th grade. It's very nice. I'm sure in school or at home, you're introduced to the different types of touches, isn't it?
Yes.
Good touch, bad touch.
Yes.
There are a lot of people talking about it over and over again.
Yes.
Let's just try and understand it a little more.
Okay.
So you ensure that you are safe and your friends are also safe. Yeah? So I have a couple of questions. If you have doubts, you can ask me anytime in between.
Okay.
Yeah? So imagine I am a 40-year-old uncle who is your neighbor, and I am meeting you in the elevator, in the lift, and this is how I am behaving. Hello, how are you? How are you?
I'm good.
And how is mommy? How is daddy?
They're also good.
Big girl, you're growing up. How exactly are you feeling?
I wouldn't really think much about it since...
Yeah, it's just being friendly, isn't it? Because what is taught as bad touch is definitely not this. So it's okay. He's just being friendly. Then next week, you get to meet the same uncle in the elevator again. And he does this beautiful hair you have. Long hair, you don't like to cut your hair, huh? Why you have long hair? Look at your nails. You don't put nail polish. Why you don't put nail polish? These girls today are wearing nail polish and all. Why you don't put nail polish? What will you feel?
I'll feel a little bit uncomfortable.
Yeah, because he's still not doing bad touch.
Things, but just feeling a little bit
Yeah,
off.
because he's doing the same thing over and over again, which is still a little uncomfortable. At this stage, will you tell your mother anything about this uncle?
Maybe,
but
not necessarily.
Is what you feel, isn't it? Okay, 1 week later, this uncle in the elevator again meets you, and he gets a little too comfortable, which is not very comfortable for you. He says, look at your dress, very nice. Where you buy your clothes? He's pulling your dress. What will you feel?
At this point, I wouldn't want to go near him or something.
So will you tell him something?
I would tell him to stop.
Will you say, stop,
Please
don't
do not
do this?
do this. I do not.
Okay, then I say, sorry. I didn't know you're feeling uncomfortable. Sorry, darling. And then another day, when you are in the apartment compound or in the same elevator, but you have your mother with you and he is with his wife. So that time, he is not touching you to be friendly. He is only telling, hello darling, how are you? What will you feel?
He's just acting a little bit strange.
So generally, you'll tend to think, no?
He always like touches me when we're alone, but like when his wife and my mother is there, he's acting way more differently with me.
Correct. That is the first hint. One person who is behaving a little different when your mother is there and completely different when your mother is not there. You have to be a little careful with such people. You understand? Because people who generally tend to misbehave with children can be any form of abuse, can be even violence. They will be very nice when the mother is around. They'll be a little different or too friendly or too angry with you when the mother is not around. We may have relatives who are very nice with us when the mother is around. But when my mother is not there, they ill treat me, they are beating me. This is not a nice thing. You understand? So you have to be very careful with such people. Then this same person, the next week, in the elevator, he says, hey, that day I saw you as if you are not my friend, you are acting. You are my friend only, no. You are my friend only, no. Huh? Tell me, are you my friend? What will you do?
I would go tell my mother about him.
What will you tell your mother?
I'll tell him that he's acting a little bit, probably a little bit weird with me. He's been touching me.
So what do you think your mother will do? Your mother is very protective of you, isn't
Yes.
it? So what do you think she'll do?
She would go and talk to him about like this, maybe.
Yeah, so she will go and probably tell him, don't behave like this with my daughter. Okay, so for a person who has no wrong intentions, they will say, oh my God, I'm sorry, I didn't mean it. I won't do it hereafter. But people who have other intentions, what they will do is, what is going to happen now? Next week, I'm meeting you in the compound. I say, I'm scolding you literally. Why did you go and tell your mother? You think I'm bad, huh? You think I'm thinking you are a big girl or something. You are after all a little girl. You have to understand that. Why should you go and tell your mother? Your mother is coming and fighting with me. I don't want to talk to you. I don't like you. I don't like your mother also. Now what will you do? Will you feel guilty about, yo, this uncle fought with me?
Maybe just a little bit, but not really, since I don't think he'll be bothering me anymore after this.
Oh, so that happiness is there. But somewhere you'll feel little guilty.
Just a little bit.
That this uncle is little upset. Okay. One day, as I told you, to finish this off, generally people who have no wrong intentions, they will not be very upset with this and all. They will say, okay, I'm sorry, I won't do this hereafter. But when their intentions are wrong, they cannot handle this. That's when, again, he is not fighting with you when your mother is around, no. He is coming and fighting with you when you are alone. So that is a red flag. You have to be careful with that person. Again, another day, see now today there is computer graphics to do everything. We both are sitting here in this chair. We can make a nice video as if we both are sitting outside a swimming pool and talking. Yeah, we can do morphing, right?
Yes.
If we can do that, we can also do morphing to take, let us assume you have a nice photo that you posted on social media. We can take that photo and take your face and we can morph it onto an image of another little girl with no dress, a naked body, and your face is only there. Yeah, but it's still morphing, it's not you, only your face is there, but that's possible, right?
Yes.
Okay, so if that is possible, if somebody who's angry with you, somebody who doesn't like you, somebody who wants to blackmail you, has actually done that sort of a morphing, and they're coming and they printed it out. They're not sharing it with you, they printed it out. When you're walking home from school, they're coming and showing this picture. Some random people you don't know, or maybe someone you know also. They're coming and showing this picture to you. What will be your first reaction?
I'd be shocked.
Obviously. And then what will you do?
I'd ask them, why did they do this? Why did they make this image, maybe?
Okay, and then I say, no, I'm just trying to be your friend. I didn't know how to, make friends with you, so I just made this. Just don't bother. I will tear it off. And in front of your eyes, they're tearing it and throwing it away. What will you do when you come home?
I'll still think about it, why did the person make this image?
Okay.
And I probably tell my mom about this.
You will tell your mother? You will?
Maybe if like I'm not that scared to tell her.
If something like this happens, you must tell your mother. This is not normal. People don't make friends like this. Correct? Idu normally kadiyadu. You must tell your mother. You understand? Because this same person could blackmail you with this. You understand? And then next day, that same person comes and asks you, hey, what? Did you tell your mother about this?
I would say no.
You would say no. And then I will say, I am the bad guy, yeah? And I will say, if you tell anything to your mother, I will make the same image of your mother and I will put it in all social media. I'll put it on Facebook, I'll put it on Instagram. You better not tell your mother about me. What will you do?
I'd go inform my mother about what he's been doing again.
Will you tell?
Maybe if I have the courage to tell her, then I would.
What if he also adds on to say, if you go and tell your mother this, not just shame your mother, I will kill your mother. This random guy who's maybe 28, 29 years old is coming and blackmailing you and is also telling, if you tell about me to your mother, I will kill your mother. Your mother is going to that market only, no, that supermarket only, no, I will kill her. What will you do?
I inform my mother to call the police and
You will inform your mother to call the police. Why should they call the police? To protect your mother? So you think your mother cannot protect herself? Or you think this man will really do this?
he could.
See, darling, you have to understand, every mother and father, they are superheroes. They can protect themselves, they can protect you also. All these people who are doing such blackmails, who are threatening, are all frauds. Don't get scared of them at all. They will not do anything to your mother or father. Even if they release like a photo like this on the internet, they will go to jail for sure. You understand? And now, if you want to tell your mother, if you want to file a police complaint, will you go ahead to file a police complaint against this guy? What will you look for?
Evidence?
Evidence. What is the sort of evidence that you will want?
The way he has been blackmailing me for the past maybe 1 or 2 days.
Okay, so what sort of evidence? Messages,
Messages, calls,
calls,
video footage.
Video footage, CCTV. See, you have to understand, there is a law called POCSO, Protection of Children from Sexual Offences. You understand? If there is somebody who's misbehaving with you, can be on the road, can be in the bus, can be in the place where you're learning, can be in your apartment, anywhere. Don't go and search for evidences. Children need not give evidences. Only the statement of the child is enough to get punishment for them. You understand? Don't think, oh, I don't have a video footage, I did not record that call, or nobody saw this person doing this, I can't call anybody as witness. No, that is, nothing is required. Only your statement, you going and telling your mother, and if there is a police who's coming home, you going and telling them that this is what happened, this is sufficient to put that person behind the bars in the jail. You understand? It is their problem to go and search for evidence to prove that they are innocent. You don't have to give evidence. See how strong there are laws to protect children, isn't it? So no need of any evidence. If anybody is misbehaving with you, just go and say. Got it? Now, if you have a friend, yeah, your friend comes to you go to a music class, yeah, you have a friend who came with a big burn wound. What will you do?
I'd ask her what happened to her hand.
And then she says, my mother gave me this burn wound because I was very naughty.
And I'd ask her, why did your mother do that?
Okay. What else will you do?
I'd ask her, why did your mother give you a burn mark? For what reason?
And then she says, my mother fought with my father, she was very upset. So I was supporting my father, I was playing with my father, she didn't like it, so she gave me this burn wound.
And then I'd be a little bit concerned.
Okay.
And then I'd ask her how long has this been going on, like her mother like
And she
scolding
says
her.
for about 6 months now they've been fighting, I'm very upset.
If it's been going on for 6 months, if she tells me like it's been going on for like 6 months, I'd ask her to inform an adult, like another family member, like her aunt, uncle, grandparents, some adult that she knows.
Okay, some adult. That she will go and say. What can you do?
I would try to help as well.
Okay.
The best I can, I could also try to help her.
Okay. See, listen, there is a child helpline number, called 1098. What is the number?
1098.
From any landline, from any mobile phone, you can pick up and dial 1098. You can inform them about any violence or abuse that is happening to you if it is happening, or even if it is happening to a friend. Sir, so you can just call and say, hi, don't have to tell your name also if it's not required. If you think don't want to tell your name, it's still okay. You can say, this is my friend, this is her name, this is where she lives. Her mother gave her a burn wound, she's very upset, can you please help her? You got it? That's very, very important.
Who will come if you call the 1098?
Yeah, who do you think will come if you call 1098?
I'm not really sure.
You think police will come?
Maybe.
Because all these helpline numbers, the police come in
Yes.
general, right? See, actually, if you call 1098, there are child line staff. They are not police, but they work for the welfare of children. So they will immediately come and catch the mother and put the mother in jail? No. You don't want the mother to go to the jail, isn't it? Because your friend's mother.
No.
They will come and they will inform the mother that they've got an intimation that the mother is hurting the child. See, this is not for small things. My mother is not allowing me to go for sleepover. My mother is asking me to study for exams. All this you cannot complain. Yeah, only if you're tortured. Only if there's so much abuse happening. Only if you don't know where to go and tell my problem to. Then there is 1098. Yeah. So these child line staff will come and they will give a warning to the mother. If the abuse is too high, the child is really hurt, really bleeding, then they will give medicinal care to the child. They will then file a case against the mother or the father or anybody who's hurt the child. Got it?
So what other reasons you can call 1098 for?
Yeah, 1098 you can call for any problem related to any child anywhere in India. They work throughout India. They have call centers throughout India. You understand? They can handle hundreds and hundreds of calls. That line will never be engaged. Yeah, no, somebody, it's on waiting. Yeah, got it? So, if there is any problem related to any child, which means child marriage, child labor, children being tortured, child seen in the streets, child begging for food, we see child beggary, no? The signal and all, we see some few children standing and begging. And you see that also, we can call and inform. In this signal, there is a little child begging, please help. You understand? It's because we understand that children should have happy childhood, good school life. They should be given the environment to learn, to be happy, to have friends. But we see some poor children in the corners of the road where they don't have food, no proper clothing. Any help for them, Childline will do. Yeah, you can call 1098. So I was talking about child marriage. Let me ask you a question. What is the legal age of marriage? Which means if you are less than this age, it is not okay to marry. People will put the mother and father in the jail. I mean, the police will put mother and father in the jail. What is that age?
Probably if under 18.
Under
18.
18. Actually, it is under 18 for girls and under 21 for boys. Many people don't know this. Many people are thinking 18 means I'm major, I can vote, I'll get a driving license. Correct? Even if I marry, nobody will ask anything? No. For girls also, 18 years have to be complete. Only then they are allowed to marry. It's not that they have to marry 1920, no. But before completion of 18 years, if they marry, you know what will happen? The kalyana panna maapla is there, no? The groom's parents, the bride's parents, whoever attended the wedding, everybody will have to go to jail. You understand? So it's not legal. So what happens? You see, how old are you? You're about 13, 14, right? So there are so many school students get into relationships and all of it. But when can a boy get married?
21.
21 only. So you'll have to wait for a long time to get married. There are so many children who run away and all, no? All that is illegal. That's not allowed. Yeah, that's very important. What will happen? The girl will be rescued, will be kept in an observation home. Sometimes the boy will also be kept in an observation home. Unnecessary things. No? So it's better to focus on what you want to become in life, what is your goal, planning for that goal, studying to achieve that goal, than to immediately get committed into a relationship. Let us assume you have a neighbor. Your neighbor is only 17 years old. Her mother is planning to get her married. What will you do? So what will you do?
I'd call 1098 and inform them about.
Clever girl, correct. So you can inform to 1098. Sometimes people tend to think that's not our family, that's not our problem. No. You understand? You don't have to tell them who you are and all. But it is your duty to protect yourself and your friends also, isn't it? So if you come across anything like this, you can always inform 1098. There are so many children who are made to involve in child beggary, made to go to work at a very young age, and they are supposed to get proper formal school education. All this also can be informed to 1098. Got it?
I feel really bad for the children who are on the streets begging for
money, food. Sometimes they also get beaten up, isn't it? Some
Yeah.
people, when they go and beg in shops and all, some shopkeepers, I've handled a case where a shopkeeper threw hot water on a child's face. You should not do all this. Pavam, no, they're also sad. It's very important that we ensure that these children get a good environment to grow up. So we have to inform 1098 and we ensure these children are rescued and taken care and sent to school, because here we know in Tamil Nadu school education is free. Government schools is all free. They can go to school. Even if they don't have money, they can still go to school, no? So if some people say they are very poor, they don't have money to go to school. No, we have to understand that private schools have fees, but government school is free. The parents are not wanting to send. So if anybody sees their a child begging, they have to threaten the parents only. They have to say, see, I will go and give a police case. Go and give education to your child. Send your child to school. This has to happen. But victimizing the child, scolding the child, beating the child is not okay. Got it?
But what if the child doesn't have access to a phone? Like if they don't own a phone, how will they inform one?
So sometimes in villages, children don't have phone. Only the father will have a phone at home and goes off to work. The child does not have access to phone. Yeah? So when that is the situation, the child goes to school. There is a headmaster or a principal in school. There are teachers in school. You can always tell to any trusted adult. And you also tell the adult to inform 1098. They will help you. But just because we don't have a phone, we should not keep silent. We should ensure we inform an adult at least. And there is so much of discrimination happening against children, isn't it? Maybe the cities also or in the villages also, discrimination based on religion, caste, color, poor child, rich child. You understand? That is also considered abuse. If we see any child being discriminated because this child is poor or because this child is from another religion, that is also considered abuse. That also must be reported to 1098. According to law, all children are equal. Yeah, whether they are rich or poor or dark or fair or this caste or that caste or this religion or that religion, everybody is equal. We are talking about gender equality. Boys and girls are also equal. All children, irrespective of their backgrounds, are all equal and needs to be treated equally. Yeah, if we see discrimination anywhere, and that for that same reason, see, we are talking about discrimination, abuse, all done by adults. We also see a lot of our own class friends bullying our other friends. It's fun only to an extent, but beyond an extent, hurting them is not okay. So we also keep ourselves away from
Bullying.
excessive bullying. Yeah.
Please remember, the child helpline number is 1098.